And I mean that as no offense to anyone that works at Subway sandwiches with Jared. It's like a Tuesday afternoon, like 3:30 p.m. I just dropped off a Chinese visa application at FedEx, and I passed the Jinx Banks on the way. This was a really awesome wall ride location for Craig Campbell and Eddie Roman in Freestylin Magazine. I don't think it really got too much coverage outside of those photos, but they were burned into my brain so hard that I'm here to commemorate a stupid wall. So this is the vantage point that the Craig Campbell wall ride photo was shot from. At the time, the wall had 2 pieces of rebar sticking out of it. And he was wall riding over it, which made it kind of like Dead Man before that was even a thing. It was risky street riding in like 1988, and nobody really had explored that territory yet. So I don't know, everything about the photo really just grabbed me and said, like, this is fucking awesome. The unfortunate part of Craig Campbell doing wall rides from right to left is that he had to come up like, not a huge hill, but a pretty steep incline to get some cranks to actually like clear the rebar, wall ride the wall, and then land. Eddie Roman had a wall ride photo on this maybe a year before, like when he was still on Skyway, carving from left to right, and a truck. So this is the vantage point that the Eddie Roman wall ride photo was shot from. You can kind of see the incline. So for him, it was probably just one crank, pop up, pop off, cruise down a little hill. Craig Campbell had to basically pedal up this wall ride to a dead stop, most likely. This wall ride is in front of this sketchy old bar called Pat's Roman numeral 2 cocktails. It makes no sense at all, but I don't think it's been updated since those original photos were shot in the 80s, and I don't even think they take credit cards. It's been a really long time since I've been in there, but it still smells like 1987, and most of the people look that way too. So I also need to mention that, like, Craig Campbell, I mean, came here on a GT, did a wall ride, and then I don't know how often he was going back to the UK or what not, but he was one of like a few people that came to the Southern California from the UK and actually like got noticed for street riding pretty quickly. He went on to ride for Skyway. He started doing peg stalls out of like little sub boxes, which Steve Swope saw and later translated into peg grinds, which gave us grinds everywhere in BMX, but it all kind of came from that initial peg stall notion that Craig Campbell had in 1987-88. He also did 540 wall rides. I don't know, that guy just oozed style. I don't think the Skyway thing lasted too long for Craig Campbell. I think he ended up on an ozone. Someone's watching me. And I remember he came to New Jersey on a Life's a Beach tour in like 1989 with Pete Augustin on an ozone, wearing those like bad boy club pants and everything, and told me when I was like 15, like, I asked him like, how come he didn't have a bike sponsor, and he said he'd rather ride a bike that he knew wasn't gonna break. And I thought that was so awesome at the time, and I still kind of like try to remember that when people are riding kooky shit for $50 a week basically at this point. Like, you could make that if you worked at Subway one day a week and ride a bike you want.